always so excited that you can be with us, and we love you and we appreciate you. Oh, time is more valuable than money. You are spending your time, you are devoting your time to always listen, learn, and grow. And Ria and I always want to share our knowledge of what we have gone through so that you can improve your life in general. So Ria is going to be taking over the conversation today. Yay. And I cannot wait. Well, she has to share what we shared with you yesterday. So I hope you've got, you're going to take notes on what she's going to be sharing. So with that, before I do bring her on, my name is Alka and welcome.
My name is Ria.
And welcome to our show. Ria, so I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Thank you, Alka. So today's topic is from the book Increase Our Financial IQ by 𝗦𝗵𝗲. So today we're going to discuss basically or talk about the Bentley account. So I have several lessons and takeaway from this topic, and I'm going to share them with you. So the first is that, so years ago, Robert wanted a new Bentley convertible. And if you don't have any idea what a Bentley looks like, you have to check it out. Because why? The price of this Bentley convertible is $200,000. Now, Robert has about, more than $200,000. He has some money in his assets, especially in the asset column, and could easily pay for cash for this car, for the Bentley. Now, the problem with buying the $200,000 Bentley convertible with cash is the car's worth, just like any brand new car, when you take it out of the dealer's lot, it goes down in value. So the Bentley now becomes $125,000 the moment he drives it from the dealer's lot. So that's a lot of money that gets lost. It's called depreciation, instant depreciation. And this thing, that is not the smart use of your money. Just imagine $200,000 worth of a vehicle. The moment you drive it off from the lot, it becomes $125,000. That's instant depreciation. And that is not a wise use of the money. So instead, what Robert did was he called his stockbroker. Now remember, Robert has the saving, tithing, and investing. In the previous chapter that we discussed, and in his investing, they have the savings, right? They have the tithing and they have the investing. A part of his savings went into stocks, which is the gold. Well, not stocks, it was actually the gold and silver certificates. So he actually owns real gold and silver. So he called his stockbroker and authorized his stockbroker to convert some of his gold and silver certificates into 200,000 cash. Okay, and therefore the stockbroker job was to take the 200,000 and turn it into 450,000. Now, in order for your stockbroker to be able to convert the 200,000 and turn it into 450,000, he has to be a great stockbroker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Robert called this the Bentley account project. Hence the title, the Bentley account. So after 8 months, he heard from the stockbroker that, so the stockbroker called him. So this is this telephone or the cell phone. So the stockbroker called him and told him that, hey, I have good news. You can buy this Bentley car. Because why? I was able to turn the 200,000 into 450,000. So the stockbroker told him that, hey, you can buy your new car now. So Robert wrote a check and he paid for the Bentley with cash. That's the delayed gratification, right? Delayed gratification, because he did not get the Bentley right away. He had to wait 8 months for the stockbroker to make his money grow. So then the Bentley that he paid in cash was created by his asset. Remember, the asset was the gold and the stock and the silver certificate, which he liquidated and he gave out to his stockbroker. Now, what the stockbroker did, he probably invested into stocks. Now, the transaction, this. So now we have the balance sheet. And if you remember the balance sheet, it has assets and it has the liabilities. So now the asset was the 200,000. The 200,000 that was in gold and silver certificates. Now, the goal or the ending balance sheet was to have the Bentley. So now what it would look like is you have the assets and you have the liability. Now, if you remember, the 200,000, is the asset, and Robert Kiyosaki still has that 200,000. The liability in this case was the Bentley. Now, if you remember the 200,000, it turned into the 450,000 by his stockbroker, and it was a great stockbroker. So now Robert says why he specifically wanted 450,000 and pull out the money was because of this. So the 50,000 from the 450,000 is used to offset the taxes on capital gains that you have to pay because you made money. Your money was 200 and now your money is 450,000. So he has to set aside 50,000 to be used to offset the taxes on capital gains, plus he has to pay the commission to his stockbroker. And paying the commission, you know, the commission of the stockbroker is really high. So you have to allot a part of that. And then if you remember, the Bentley was 200,000. And then Robert still has the $200,000 in his asset. So that's why 50 plus 200 plus 200 equals 450,000. So at the end of the day, Robert has the Bentley and he has the original 200,000. Now, that is what is meant your asset pay for my liabilities. My assets pay for my liabilities. Now we have to consider this. We have to contrast it with buying it cash. So if Robert paid the Bentley using his cash on the car, without the asset trading into 450,000, then this is the ending balance sheet. So again, we have the assets, we have the liability. Now, if Robert had to pay cash, we have to contrast it. Now, let's say Robert just used your cash, or if you want to buy it, your own car, and you use that money to pay that liability, which is the Bentley. Now you just lost, or Robert in this case would lose the $200,000 in asset. Why? Because now this 200,000 would be used to buy that Bentley, which is 200,000. Now you have to remember that the Bentley, the moment that you take it, you drive it away from the lot of the dealer, you immediately lost 75,000. That's the instant depreciation. The moment that you drive it off. So not only did you lose the 200,000 that you paid in cash for this Bentley, when you drove it off, your Bentley, which is worth 200,000, now is $125,000. You immediately lost 75,000. So now you're only left with 125,000. So my question to you is that a smart use of your money? So to recap on today's topic, which is from the book of Robert Kiyosaki, Increase Our Financial IQ. And this is the budget tip number 3. Budget tip number 3, which is my assets pay for my liability. And this particular liability is the Bentley account. A Bentley is a expensive car. And Robert wanted a Bentley that's convertible. So years ago, Robert wanted a 200,000 of Bentley that was convertible. He has the money in his asset column that could easily pay. He could easily pay for this Bentley for cash. Now, the problem is when he buys it with 200,000 of cash, this Bentley, the car's worth, the moment that he drives it off from the dealer's lot, the value of that Bentley, just like with any car, it doesn't have to be Bentley, you lose in the value of it the moment that you drive it off. So your 200,000, you lose 75,000 in this case. So the Bentley is now worth 125,000. And that is not the smart use of your cash. To buy a Bentley and lose 100, or if your 200 becomes 125. So that is not a smart use of your cash because of the instant depreciation. You lost 75,000 the moment that you drive it off. So he instead did this, and this is called the Bentley account project. So he called his stockbroker. Now remember, Robert Kiyosaki has saving, tithing, investing. He paid himself first. And in the savings account, he has the gold and the silver certificates. That means he bought real gold, he bought real silver. This is not stocks. So he cashed those gold and silver worth 200,000. So he authorized his stockbroker to convert some of the gold and the silver certificate into cash. So he authorized his stockbroker, and the stockbroker's job was to take that 200,000 and turn that into 450,000. Now we have to remember, not all stockbrokers are made the same. Stockbrokers can make you money, and yes, stockbrokers can lose you a lot of money. Now the wealthy have insiders game. You know, they're very close to the insiders in there, so they have the advantage. So, and then you become active partners of the government. We get the tax incentives of being an active partner.
Exactly. So it has its advantages.
Yes.
Oh my Lord. Guys, I hope that you got a ton of knowledge. I hope that you took notes like I did. Because you know what, we all have to learn, and how we sort of leverage in this way, how to leverage the government, that we have to pay. We've got to pay our taxes. We can't escape that. Unfortunately, if we could, it would be nice, but it's not going to happen. So we have to pay our taxes. We have to. So you know what we just shared, go out. And I always want to share this, is that, knowledge is power. But knowledge without implementing on the knowledge, well, it's just knowledge. So go out every time you learn what we share. I would like for you to just, implement on what you're learning, because in this way you are, you're knowing firsthand as to, okay, what you did, what you need to do, and how you can tweak going forward. So really, thank you. That was so great.